Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Jeannie, and of course, it's Jeannie's Signatures. So, today I'll be making this beautiful ball gown for a year-old girl. I had to flip through all this. So, if this is what you're interested in, please kindly watch till the end. This video did not really give the beauty and the vibe that this gown portrayed because it's already late. So that is why it's already late at night. If you see the color combination of this dress, you'll be wowed. It's very beautiful. The video is just not doing justice. So if this is what you're interested in, please kindly watch till the end. Thank you all. So we are cutting a cloth or making a clothes for a baby today. It's not only adult. So today we go for our babies. Yeah. So if you have a baby girl, please watch this video. So yes, I have my fabric. I'm using a Duchess for the half length, and I got 1 yard for that, even though I did not exhaust the 1 yard. So I'll be making all my markings on the lining first before transferring to my fabric. I don't have a paper, so, and this is the net I'll be making use of. It's a hard net. The color is not, is like near that Duchess material, like the lighter shade of it. So the color combination is very beautiful. So without wasting time, let me now go right ahead to cutting out the bodice, that is the half length. So I'll be folding into two, just ensure that you divide the chest measurement into four. Whatever you have, then you add 1 inch or 1.5 inches for sewing allowance, and then you're good to go. So I just had to reduce that because it was just too much. So the half length that I will be working with is 7 inches, but I will be making that 8 inches because of sewing allowance. And so I'll be rolling that out. So automatically that is our shoulder. So for the shoulder I'm working with is 9 inches. So I'll be dividing that into two, and then I'll mark. And then I'll be coming down by 5 inches as well for my, I used 5 inches because I wanted to add a sleeve before, but I later changed my mind. So I'm coming down for armhole for 5 inches as well. So I'll be connecting that, and then I used half an inch for my shoulder slope. So this is like cutting a bodice for a small baby. So for the neck width, I'll be making use of 2 inches. And so I'll be connecting the usual. The slants your shoulders. And then I'll be marking my chest measurement or the bust, and then I'll be adding 1.5 inches or so in allowance. So whatever I have on my chest, I'll be replicating that on the waist area. So I'll just connect like so. And so I just want to get my armhole, so I'll be dividing the remaining part into two, and then getting the midpoint, and then coming by half an inch for my front armhole, and then I'll be connecting the back armhole as well. So for the front neck depth, I'll be making use of 2.5 inches for now because I'll still be altering the front depth. But for now, I'll be marking 2.5 inches. And then I'll be cutting it out. So I'll cut out the back armhole first because I'll be using this to cut out my back piece. So I'll just fold my fabric, add my zipper allowance of 1 inch, and then cut it out before altering anything I want to do for the front piece. So I'll just place it like this and then make sure that I have 1 inch for my zipper allowance. So if you have watched up to this level, please kindly subscribe, hit on the subscribe button, like, share, and kindly give this video a very big thumbs up. Thank you. So I'll be shifting that so that is my zipper allowance. So I'll be cutting exactly what I have there. So I'll be notching the neck width, and then I'll be keeping the front piece aside, and then I'll work on the back piece. So for the back piece, the back depth, I'll be making use of 4 inches. If you want, you can go more lower than that. And then of course this back neckline is going to be a V. And so I'll cut it out. And then I'll split into 2. So for the front piece, I'll be recurving or reshaping the armhole. And then for the shape that you see in the front, I'll be maintaining the neck width, but the depth I'll be coming down below, but putting into consideration that I have sewing allowances at that lower part, so I'm going up by 1.5 inches. And then I'll be using my pattern master, and then as you see me place the pattern master on my neck width, I'll just slant it down like a V, a curvy V down to that, and then I'll cut it out. So that will be my new neckline. So that was the first neckline, that 2.5. I'll still be using that. You understand as time goes on. So this is how my front neckline is going to be for now. So that piece that I cut out, from where I marked 2.5 inches, I'll be cutting that off. So the remaining part is what I'll be using, and that is what I'll be using to cut out the net that I used for the chest area, the illusion. So that will serve as my illusion net. So let me cut this out on my fabric, and then I'll be back to show you the next step. So everything I cut out on my lining, I've gone ahead to cut it out on my fabric as well, so you can see. So I have everything here. So we'll have the lining, and then of course we have the fabrics, as you can see. So that is the back piece, and these are the front pieces, because it's also in 2, so you can see the way it's looking. So for that area that I said I will be making use of a net, as you can see, this is how it's going to be sitting. So I'll be folding my net you just fold your net into 2, and then make sure that the upper part, instead of you sewing it and then turning, so that your work will be neat, make sure you have it already folded at the upper. You can see what I'm saying, that place is folded, and then you fold into 2 again, so that you have that place neat. There's no need to sew and turn, because that one will not give it a neat finishing. So I'm going to be placing this that I cut out. I'll just place it on this net as you see me do. Just place it like so. You fold it into 2 as well, and then you get about 1 inch as a sewing allowance, and then you cut it. There's no need to measure this. You can eyeball 1 inch, that is if you are not a beginner. Just eyeball it and then you slant it like so, cut it out like the way it is, so that you have enough sewing allowances that you can play with when you want to attach it to the fabric. And so the next thing now is for me to attach it. So I'll be placing it the way it's going to look. So when you want to attach it, please ensure that you check your neck depth, which was the 2.5 inches that we did, before you place it and sew it. So just use your chalk, you mark it, you indicate it, and then you just use your lining to turn it over. So I'll be going ahead to do this, and then of course I'll be turning the neckline for the back piece as well, and then I'll be back to show you the next step. So I've gone ahead to do all that. I've gone ahead to turn it, as you can see. So I'll turn it to the other side now. So you see the net and the lining, everything, all the sewings are hidden. They are looking neat. So this is how it looks. And then for the back piece as well, I've gone ahead to turn the back. I left the zipper area, I left the side seams. I didn't touch those places. I just turned the neck area. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to go ahead and close up my shoulders. So I'll be opening it up like this, and lining facing lining and fabric facing lining, and of course the right sides facing each other, and then I'll be running half an inch across it. So I'm going to be doing this for both sides, and then I'll turn the armhole area. So if you don't know how to do all this, you can kindly request the video and I'll make a detailed tutorial on how to do all this, like showing you the sewing process and all. So if you are interested, please kindly leave it in the comment section. But because I don't want this video to be lengthy, that is why I'm like trying to rush it out. So you can see I've joined the shoulders and I've turned the armhole area so that everything will look neat, but I'm not attaching a sleeve as I thought I would. I just decided against it. So I'm through with that. So the next thing I'll be attaching now is my belt. So I'll be doing that off camera as well. I think most of us should know how to attach a belt. So it's just cut out a long strip of a band, you turn it out, and then you attach it, you close it up. So I've already gone to do that, as you can see. So I didn't want to show all those ones because it will be very lengthy. So I've attached it, and then so the next thing we're going to be doing now is to be cutting the lower part of the gown, which is the most important and which gives like the ball part. And for this I'll just be getting my waist circumference. So that is what I'm trying to measure. At the end of the day I got 22 inches. So I divided that 22 inches by 3.14, and 3.14 is for half circle. That is the radius we use to calculate half circle, because this is going to be a half circle, it's not going to be a full circle. A full circle we divide by 6.28, but for a half circle we always divide by 3.14. And so when I divided that, what I got was 6.3. So I approximated that to be 6 inches. So and then I folded my fabric. I didn't fold into four, I just folded in a bias form, as you see me. So the next thing I'll be marking out now first is the waist line, which is 6 inches. So I'll be placing my tape at the edge of the bias folding like so, and then I'll be marking out 6 inches all the way around. Hope I'm not too fast. So I'll be marking that all the way around. That's the 6 inches all the way around. And then for the length of the flare, for the length, all you need to do to get this is to subtract your full measurement from your half length. So whatever the full length of your baby is, you subtract the half length that you've already cut from it, and whatever you have left should be for the flare. So I'm going to be marking 12 inches because that is the length that I'm left with after removing my half length here. So now I'll be placing my tape like this, And then I'll be marking my 12 inches. And so I'll take it up like so, just to ascertain what that is, and then from there I'll just take it all the way around. If you like, you can come to the lower part and as well take the 12 inches. It's all the same thing. So I'm marking 18 inches all the way around, because at the end of the day I got 18 inches right from that upper part. So when you add 12 plus 6, of course, that gives you 18, because the waistline was 6 and then this lower part was 12, so that is 18 inches. So that is what I marked all the way around. So I'm through with that, and then I'll be cutting this out. So I'll be cutting the waist. Yeah, and for the waist I went up by half an inch, and that half an inch was for my seam allowance. So remember to add that. So this is what we have. This is the full circle, or half circle, I beg your pardon. So this is the half circle, and that is the total waist area. So if you take your half length and place it like so, you'll see that everything is going to be aligned as per the waist, yeah, because that was what I used. So that is the way it should look, yeah. So now going back to the main work, because this is kind of a big work, yeah, it's quite tedious, because you just have to exercise patience if you want to make this kind of gown and you want it to come out very well. You need to be patient, yeah. So the next thing I'll be doing now is I'll be marking some measurements on this half circle. So the first marking I'll be making is 3.5 inches. That is what I'll be marking from one point here to the other point. So I'll mark 3.5 inches all the way to the other side. And then the next line I'll mark. So I've done that. As you can see, I've marked the 3.5 inches all the way around. So the next markings I'll be making, I just want to do all the markings first before delving into the next thing. So I'll be marking to 2 inches interval as well. The first marking, please note, is 3.5 inches. Now the next marking I'll be making is 2 inches, 2 inches. I'll be making 2 inches all the way until I exhaust the length of the flare. So let me quickly do that. Yeah, so I've gone ahead to do that. As you can see, I've marked it all out. So if you like, you can make use of 3 inches distance, but they just know that the more distant it is, the more obvious the net will be. So we don't want that to happen, so you need it to be close up, so that it will not show the gap in between the two nets. So I've brought in my net now. I'm making use of 5 yards of this net, add net here. So it's 5 yards. So you know, this net, no matter how you fold it, it's not always straight. So I just want to cut off the rough edges so that I'll have a straight line. So I'm cutting off that because it's a rough edge, yeah. So I cut it off so that I'll have a straight line, like I said. So for that 3.5 inches that I marked at first on my, I'll be cutting out 4 inches of the net. Why 4 inches? Because I'm going to be making use of half an inch to join it. So by the time I remove the half an inch, it will go back to 3.5 inches. Because if I should cut out 3.5 inches, that means I'll be short. It will be 3 inches that will be on that. So, but we want everything to be on the same level. So that is why I'll be marking 4 inches. So I'll cut this out. I'll run a gather stitch on it, and then I'll sew it on that line that I marked. That is that 3.5 inches line that I marked. I'll go and do that, and then I'll be back to show you the next step to take. So I've gone ahead to do that. So you can see what I meant when I said you need to cut out 4 inches, because you need half an inch to join. So in order to know the length of net to use for your next line that you have marked out, in order for you to know the length, just take your tape rule, place it on that line that you are supposed to run another stitch. Place it like that, and then you know the length you need. So once whatever you get, just add half an inch to that, and then you cut it out on your net. So that is how you keep checking until you get to the top. So that is the easiest way to get to know the length you need for each line. So you can see whatever your length is, just add half an inch to that. You mark this, you check it, you add half an inch until you exhaust the line. So that is just the simplest way to go about that. So let me quickly go and do this off camera, and then I'll be back to show you how it looks. Okay, before that, I just want to show you this other one, like the second row, before I'll go off camera to do the others. So this next one, I'm marking, I can't really remember what I marked, but I think I marked 6 inches. It was 5 inches, 5.5 inches, yeah. So I'm marking 6 inches all the way. Don't mind me, my voice sounds tired because I am tired. Yeah, I've been choked up with work. It's not easy. Yeah. So let me quickly take this over, gather it, and then attach everything, and then I'll be back to show you how it looks. So yes, I've gone ahead to do all those other levels. As you can see, our skirt is skirting. So remaining the last layer, that is before the waist area. So for this part, I measured 12 inches in length for my net, but I ended up cutting out 12.5 inches, like we added half an inch each. So I cut out two instead of a single net. I cut out two. For this, I would have quadrupled it, like made it four, because I wanted it to be full. But of course, my net was not enough, so I ended up cutting out just these two pieces. So I'll be managing that, but it still came out fine. So I'll be attaching this together, and then I'll run a stitch on it before gathering it. So I'll be placing it together so it will be one piece. So that's why I said it's doubled. So let me quickly do that. Yeah, so I've done it, and this is how it looks. Ooh. It's looking very beautiful already. So you can see this is how it will look after the whole show. Very beautiful. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is just to attach my half length, and of course cut out your lining exactly the way you cut out the lower part. You cut out exactly the half circle that you cut out, just cut out exactly like that, and then just short your inches of the lining by 2 or 3 inches, because the lining of course has to be shorter. So I'll go attach that, attach the zip, and do everything, and then I'll be back to show you. Yes, so after the whole show, this is how it looks, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please kindly watch out for my next tutorial. Thank you all.